When's your birthday?
October 21st.
He's the 19th.
Wait, so it goes me, Snoop, and Matthew.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Everybody, you're listening to God Spice with Greg and Kirti.
What I do for you, gotta make it through. No more losses, no more pain, only W's. What you done for me is clear for all to see. You build me up, you show me love, so all I can be is me, free to be me. Just me, or I can be. Yeah, you build me up, you gave me choices, the most sincere of overall, the many voices, the ones who cared was always there. Through all the troubles, the many struggles that life presented, what I do is for you, gotta make it through. No more losses, no more pain, only W's. What you done for me is clear for all to see. You build me up, you show me love, so all I could be is me. Free to be me, or I can be just me, y'all. God Spice Podcast, impromptu drum session with the boy Greg Yates, alongside Matthew Johnson, New York City to El Paso, to Toronto, to England, everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Bless up.
Like, what's his name from Full House, bro?
He looks like John
I get that all the
Stamos.
time.
Yeah,
John
John
Stamos.
remains.
And there are people who walk up to us at like weddings and events and parties, and they're like, "Oh my God, you look like John Stamos." And I'm
Only
like,
difference is that you got like a Sicilian kind of look.
I thought you were gonna say the only difference was that I'm a little bit better looking and significantly younger.
Is he older than you?
Yeah, he's older than me. He's in his 50s.
How old are you?
49.
Oh, but that's not much older, bro.
That's significant. When
Greg,
you get to my age,
Greg,
every year counts.
49 or 55 to him is like tomatoes.
Yeah.
But tomatoes. So you're saying the older you get, the shorter time
I
is?
thought you were like 10 years
He
different.
just told me, "Hey, you're not Lizzo."
Yeah.
Like that was the comparison I got for
No,
taking
because
I'm glad, because if you were Lizzo, we wouldn't both fit on the bed together.
Oh, you went there. Oh, no.
But no, a funny story is that, so years
Did you
ago.
do sound check?
The funny story is years ago, I went to, I was at a wedding. And all of a sudden, these like little girls came up to me. This is probably like 15, 20 years ago. These little girls come up to me like, I'm like, what's going on? Like, oh my God, you're Jesse from Full House. And I didn't know what to do. I just had to just play into it. I was like, I am. It's like, can we have your autograph? I'm like, sure, why not? So I signed autographs as Jesse from Full House at a wedding.
Sign autographs.
True story. I signed autographs as though I was Jesse from Full House, and these little girls. I don't know. I have no idea who they were. I don't even remember which wedding it was.
Yeah.
They left that day thinking that they met Jesse from Full House.
Only difference between you and Jesse from Full House, you're a little bit more like Sicilian. You have more like
A Goomba Italian man look.
A Goomba.
No,
Goomba Italian.
You just look a little bit more like you have more color to your skin.
Oh, that makes sense because Sicilians are known to have black
You're
in their
Sicilian,
blood.
right?
I'm Amalfi Coast, which is very southern Italian.
I
right?
could tell you're not like because he's a little bit like he's Greek, no?
Yes.
Oh, is he Greek?
Yeah.
Stamos.
Oh, same. That makes sense. Stamos,
They're a little bit more pasty.
Stamos, yeah.
They're a little bit more pasty.
Yeah, Stamos.
He is. They have the darker Greeks as well.
Yeah, they do.
Actually, when I was in Greece, it was interesting. Each person that would come up to me that was a local, they'd either speak to me in Greek or Italian. So they thought I was obviously
Well, in Greece,
Italian and Greek.
they thought I was Turkish.
Oh, did they? Turkish. Interesting.
Nah, you look Indian.
They just assumed.
Even with the blonde in your hair, I can tell you're Indian.
That's because you're probably a cultured individual who's
I just know
exposed to
Indians.
people.
I just know
right.
Indians.
But I get all sorts of things. Egyptian, Turkish.
You do get Egyptian.
I get
'Cause
Colombian
your
all the
eyes.
time.
Your eyes.
I get
Your eyes are
Colombian
very Egyptian.
all the freaking
Colombian.
time. I'm like,
Well, no, that's
I wish I had the money of drug lords, but I don't.
No, you only get Colombian when you're coming off a private plane with a lot of bags.
I don't think she looks this man.
They're like, there's the cocaina.
I don't think she looks Latino. She looks Asian. She's more Asian.
I know what I know.
Well,
what I look
technically,
like.
Indian is Asian. The Asian continent.
That's what I'm saying.
Southern Asian.
Yes,
So
I can tell the Latinos when I see them.
so much. Well, when I was in Latin America, they did not know the difference either.
Oh, in Latin America, Latin.
Yeah, I've been to
Latinos.
Argentina. I've been to Chile. I've been to Brazil. None of them could tell that I was not their people.
Oh, well, you shot commercials there.
Yes,
Well,
I
they
did.
do. You want to know why? It's because you came into that country being like, "That's right, I'm shooting commercials for Oppenheimer Funds. I'm the
didn't know what
advertising
I was
bitch.
doing.
Bitch,
I was at a
They're
bar.
like,
I
who's
was
this
at a
person coming in,
restaurant.
like disrupting our local community to film her financial services commercials?"
Crazy.
That is not how it worked. That interaction happened when I was at a bar or a restaurant with people.
Yeah.
And I was not
Yeah.
shooting at the
Oh
time.
no! Instead of it's like this bar that has an average of 10 people in it. All of a sudden that night there's like 30 people there because there's the whole crew there. And like, who's in charge of this? And like that woman
No,
over there.
that is not
They're
true.
like, ugh.
That's crazy. That's
All right.
totally
Well,
crazy.
I think we should
Anyway.
let all of our amazing followers, fans, and subscribers know that we are excited today because we have a really hot new R&B pop artist here with us
yeah.
in our studio.
In New York City.
And Greg, do you want to do the honors?
Sure.
Yeah.
Matthew Johnson.
Bless up. Bless
Welcome.
up. Respect.
Welcome.
Respect.
Dude, so happy
Welcome to
have
Got
you
Spice.
Thanks for having me here. You know, it's good but to be back home in New York City after all these years. And yeah, I'm blessed to be here.
So what convinced you to go to Texas?
Well, I moved with my family years and years ago in 2012. So I moved there because I felt that the homes will be bigger and
They are
much
bigger.
cheaper for your money, and you
It's
get more
amazing
land.
land.
what you can buy for $1 a square foot there.
I mean, sometimes it depends on what areas you live in Texas, but the homes are definitely bigger.
You know,
Yeah.
2012, you said,
I
right?
heard. I heard the cows are bigger. I heard the steaks
Oh.
are bigger.
Oh.
I heard like the
Is there a lot
grass
of cow
is bigger.
tipping that goes on? Or do they sell shrooms from
you
there?
tip
Because that comes from
cows?
cow poop, right?
I mean, you know what? If you go outside towards like New Mexico, maybe Las
Oh, New
Cruces
Mexico,
over there, or on the
yeah.
I-10, maybe
Yeah.
you might see some of the cows over there.
Sure.
But El Paso, I live in El Paso, Texas,
Oh.
and it's a big city, but it's just not as big as New York, and it's not as diverse as New York.
Yeah.
If you get, you feel me?
Yeah, I had a family member.
yeah.
One of my mom's aunts used to live in El Paso, Texas.
Yeah,
She loved
man.
Texas. Yeah, she absolutely loved it. Yeah.
I've been there twice. Mm-hmm.
I've been to Texas. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a large state.
You know what? A lot of people
They
when
try to
they're-
force me to like go back over the border, but I told them I'm actually American.
Oh, word.
Oh, were they sending you to Mexico?
Yeah, they thought I was Mexican. See, I told you.
Oh, that happens.
It's the shit that happens to me.
They're like, where's your green card?
I was gonna say.
I'm joking, I'm
This is
joking."
not a U.S. This is not a U.S. passport. This is forgery.
No, that actually happened to me in Georgia, so that's a whole other story.
I was gonna say, I mean, lots of people that don't fly into El Paso, they drive through and they just go on the I-10 and they just see Juarez and the border right
Yeah.
there. But when you actually go into El Paso on the east side or the west side, there's beautiful areas there. There's country clubs, there's nice modern homes and stuff like that. So those are things that certain people don't see. But the majority of El Paso is like 85% Latino because it's on the Mexican border up there, of course. But then you also get the military base, Fort Bliss. So that brings a little bit of the diversity and the medical field and the Fortune 500 companies as well.
Yeah.
So that brings a little bit of the diversity inside of those places.
So you're telling me we should come and visit you in El Paso
Yeah, why
for
not?
Mexican food?
I used to watch one of the shows on
Because what's
TV.
our favorite food?
What's our favorite food? Mexican?
Yeah.
We eat Mexican.
We're like obsessed.
We're religious, so
With,
the
like,
the
so
foods that
good.
we eat. So every week we eat Thai,
Yeah,
Mexican, typically Indian because we love Indian as well.
Oh, that's homemade.
Wow.
That's
Obviously.
homemade.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we could eat Mexican like 3 days a week,
Yeah.
and then the other
Word.
3 days a week it could be Thai.
I think I was like part Thai, part Mexican
Yeah.
in my former life.
Word?
And I believe in reincarnation. I could have been.
Well, definitely, you guys definitely will like El Paso then because they got Mexican food, Chico's tacos, all those different kind of things. You know, Mario Lopez comes down there a lot.
Really, Mario
Yeah,
Lopez.
Mario Lopez was down
He's had a
there.
great resurgence in his
favorite
career.
salsa brand
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
order from the brand directly.
Oh, Mrs. Renfro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
That's a
it's
great
a salsa.
salsa.
That's only made by some old woman.
In El Paso?
yeah,
I don't know if it's El Paso
well, I'm not sure if it's El Paso.
specifically, but it's definitely Texas.
Oh.
And it's not like broadly sold in commercial stores.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I go online to only order her ghost pepper salsa.
Oh, yeah,
her
yeah,
habanero salsa.
They have a
her
queso.
Quesos. They're
And it's
so
spicy.
freaking good.
It's the
And they're not
only-
salty.
Yeah, it's the only really sauce out there that's really pretty spicy.
I've actually had like some military dudes, and like it was like during like a football game like 2 years ago, like the ghost pepper.
Oh, yeah,
they
we love
actually
ghost pepper.
had it raw, bro, and they did a challenge to see like who could like take the hotness and all of that.
So-
and they,
So what part of your
Yeah.
tongue did you not feel?
I didn't do it. I just watched it. And I observed they were on fire.
Well, there's
man. They was-
talking about that. There's the one chip
I was
challenge.
gonna say, do not do the one
Do
chip
not
challenge.
do the one chip. Apparently, people were
Yeah.
having like aneurysms from it or something of that
Word?
nature. Yeah,
It's horrible.
Kids are
Don't
doing
do
it.
the one
Do
chip
not do the
challenge.
one chip challenge. Apparently, children are doing it and they're ending up in the
It's
hospital.
like all these
'cause it-
high schoolers are like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the one chip challenge.
But it's the same thing when they were doing the challenge of not Clorox, but that other
Ew.
detergent where the
Oh.
pods. There was the pod challenge.
Yeah.
Kids were eating like detergent pods.
What is wrong with
Yeah.
these children?
Yeah.
There's so many more things you could do to entertain yourself.
Yeah, pick up an instrument and play something. Do something challenging.
well,
And have a
Generation
challenge
Z,
that way, right?
Generation Z, you know,
Generation
they're
Z.
crazy.
No.
out
They're
there,
crazy.
you know what I mean? New generation.
Wait, are you saying that they're just emulating Jackass? Is it the Jackass generation?
I think they do whatever they want, man.
Wait, do you know Jackass?
You know Jackass?
Of course,
Okay.
yeah. MT was on MTV all the time.
Of course, yeah.
I thought we
I
were
know
really
that.
dating ourselves for a second there.
Nah,
Kirti
everybody
sometimes
knows
does that, you know.
I mean, if you watched MTV in the last,
You!
Me?
You are dated, okay? You are dated. Don't tell me I date
I'm
myself.
dated. I am dated. I date you. What are you talking about? I'm dated.
You're not dating me. You're
I'm
engaged
like a bottle
to
of fine wine. I've been imprinted with like a beautiful label that just gets better with age.
craziness.
It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
But I was about to say, if you watched MTV in the last 5 to 10 years, you definitely know Jackass. And also, they did the repeats and just like the reruns. Even if you're a young person, you definitely know that.
yeah,
you know
Name
what I'm saying?
Ridiculousness, that show.
Like,
That's
yeah, and
on.
what's that one where I forgot the Wildin' Out? You
Oh,
know, with
Wildin'
Nick
Out, yeah,
Cannon
that's
and
right.
all of that, you know.
Oh, that with is that Nick?
That used to be a
Nick
good
Cannon,
show.
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. I was gonna say
Yeah.
Nick
How
Carter,
many
but Nick
babies
Cannon.
does he
Cannon.
have? He's made a lot of babies. So when you become famous, don't make so many babies.
I mean, like,
How many babies do you have already?
I have no kids at this time. None.
Good boy.
Okay, that's a
And,
good
I,
start.
and when I have kids, I probably only want one.
Only want one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I only want one.
Very specific.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
only
yeah.
one?
I don't know. I mean, like, it's a different time and age, and I feel like I'm more focused on my career, and I have been for the last 10 years. And I've been working very hard at different things, you know what I mean? Like touring. I'm doing this media tour now, trying to get back into the blend of things and, like, just getting more out there. That's
Yeah.
for my last
Matthew's
single.
like, he's like, if I only have one, I can wear a baby Bjorn and just have the one baby. So I'm like,
Yeah.
kind of going around on tour. I could sing with the baby right here. I can do
Yeah.
interviews with the baby right here. Is that what's going on?
No, I'm just choosing to
You
wait.
could strap another one to your back too.
That's true. You can strap one here and one in the back.
No, I
They have
think-
those Bjorns now.
No, I
Oh, do
think
they?
different
No, I made
generations.
that
of
up.
that.
Bjorn, that's a new product. Baby in the front, and
Bjorn.
baby in the back.
Bjorn. Wrap one baby on the front and back.
I just think this generation is a little bit more slower to have kids, and I've been just so focused on my career for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot because
Yeah.
I've had a lot of ups and downs in my careers, and I've been because I don't only do singing, I do acting,
Yeah,
I
so
do
tell us.
influencing.
Tell us the world
Yeah.
of Matthew Johnson. Like, what all things do you do?
Give us the start, because you're from Jamaica, right?
No, I'm actually
No, he's not from Jamaica. He's from my homeland.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
from
that-
Staten Island, actually, but I'm Jamaican American. My mom's from Jamaica and my dad's African American, so I'm Jamaican. You know.
I thought you were born there and then came to Staten Island.
I'm a Jamaican citizen, so I'm Jamaican and American.
a
I'm a
dual
dual
citizenship.
citizen, but I'm American born. I'm born and raised in America. But I do the dialect you don't know, I can chat the patois and all them thing there, So I can go back and forth, you know what I mean? But that's why I've collaborated and been involved in people like Buju Banton back in the day, opening it for them, being in the reggae group Steel Pulse, the Grammy reggae band, if you know them. I don't know if you know Steel Pulse.
I don't know Steel Pulse. What about Eddie Grant?
Eddie Grant.
I'm gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
Yeah, I know the song. But he's not like a huge reggae
Apparently,
guy.
he blew up with that song, and then he started
Yeah.
like buying up rights, and apparently like became a big music mogul in Jamaica, I believe. Right?
I know that song, but I'm saying like people like Morgan Heritage, Steel Pulse, Black Uhuru, those kind of things. Those are the things I was raised up in, and also pop R&B. So I'm like pop reggae. Actually, that's the classification for my genre, and pop dancehall, like a crossover artist.
No woman no cry. Say no woman no cry. Say don't shed no tears. No woman no cry. Say I remember when we used to say, while in a government yard in Trench Town, about observing the hypocrites as they mingle with the good people we meet. Good friends we had, good friends we lost, along the way. In this bright future, you cannot forget your past. So dry your tears, I say. And no woman no cry. Say Lord have mercy, no woman no cry. Say, hush little darling, don't shed no tears. No woman no cry. And we're gonna go into this part right here, everything's gonna be alright. Say everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Say Matthew Johnson in the house tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. Reggae's in the house tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. Got spice in the house tonight. No woman no cry. No woman no cry. No woman no cry. Yeah. No woman no cry.
So who's like your R&B
reggae. I like
idols?
Who was my idols?
From an R&B standpoint, because you said R&B and
For
pop also.
R&B, I like Tony Terry reached out to me to do a podcast a few months back. I wasn't able to do it, but Tony Terry, Kenny Lattimore, Music Soul Child, Usher, obviously.
Yep.
I like Jason Derulo for the new school.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Great dancer too.
Yeah, Carl Thomas, Chris
Carl
Brown.
Thomas is great. That's
But
a Puffy artist. That's a bad boy artist, Carl Thomas.
But that's the stuff I was raised on.
You worked
know?
with Puffy, right?
Yeah, my company did. Yeah, Roger. And so we used to do a lot of engineering for Bad Boy back during Bad Boy's heyday.
Yeah.
And Puffy apparently just gave back all the artists' rights to their
He
songs.
Yeah,
did.
he
I seen
did.
that. I
Yeah,
seen that.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I guess he felt he made enough money. Why not?
Well, he's
pay
a
it
billionaire
forward?
now, no?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Between
so he
Sean
doesn't
John
need
and
to-
everything he's done. So good for him. I was just reading. Does he have a new album drop? I just was reading
Yes.
something. He has like the highest
Actually,
streams or something going on right now.
Guess what? When I did the billboard in Times Square, he was on the same billboard. And he was
Really?
in
That's
red.
pretty hot.
Yeah, his new album right before mine.
I'm giving you a high five.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's amazing.
I don't wanna tip
So is he
myself
still
over.
Diddy, or so he went from Puffy, Puff Daddy, to Diddy? But what is he now? Is he like
He's P. Diddy.
Is he
Is
still
he
P
just
Diddy? He's still P
P. Diddy?
Diddy.
He's P.
Maybe
Diddy.
he's pronouncing it Padiddy now.
P Diddy.
Ah!
He's like I'm P Diddy.
He's
yo.
Puff. He's Puff.
He's
Diddy.
Puff. I still
Yeah.
know him like back from the day as just Puffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He
so
was
cool.
he was a very talented man. Very talented.
He still is
man.
talented.
Yeah.
He's not only a good musician and a hip hop artist, he's a good entrepreneur and businessman, you know?
He's a marketer. He's
Facts.
a very
he's
good
like
marketer.
he's very business minded,
Yeah.
right? Which is what like Jay-Z and Beyonce are as well, right? Taylor
Yeah.
Swift,
Yeah.
all of these artists.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just about your vocal capability anymore or even selling arenas. It's about all of the merchandising and
Yeah.
the content and all the elements that you create in order to be in people's lives, right? At
Facts,
different
yeah.
moments.
Well, it's almost like the music industry shifted. So, like, take bands from, we could go back earlier to the 30s and 40s, but we'll take them from like the 70s, where those bands were capitalizing on the medium change, as in you went from analog to kind of digital, and people would rebuy
Yeah.
the music, right? So they were making money off of that. Then you came to the 80s, and that's when like sort of influencer marketing started to come in with Madonna and brand
Facts.
sponsoring.
Yeah.
Then the 90s hit, and they were like, wait, we are not just artists. We are a brand.
Yeah.
We're going to come out with a book. We're going
Right.
to be in a movie.
Cologne.
We're going to come out with a cologne and just
perfumes.
perfume.
Even when you don't want to see
everything.
them in a movie, you saw them in a movie.
You saw them in a movie. Yeah.
Well, that's the people that like people like Britney Spears and BB Rexa from Staten Island.
Oh,
Those are the
yeah,
people
BB
that,
Rexa.
yeah, and Lady Gaga. Those are all the people that they. If you listen to their music, it sounds like those people. It's just a
Yeah.
remake of, and a lot of people are remaking those artists' songs.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's what you have to take into same thing
So
with
what's
me.
your perspective on originality, right? How
I
do
mean-
you embrace like this thing that everyone wants? Like audiences gravitate towards something they know. So I
Yeah.
think that's why a lot of artists, no matter if you're a singer, actor, whatever, movie maker,
Facts.
you'll end up like remaking something, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like people will gravitate towards something familiar.
Yes.
But how do you get people to want you and be attracted to you for your original, right? Like
Well,
contribution.
I mean, in today's day and age, social media plays such a big role. It's not like how it was in the 90s and the early 2000s. So you could be just a average Joe Smo, even if you're not a real good singer or if you're not a singer at all, do a TikTok video and just blow up from there. You don't even have to be famous anymore. You could just put like my, my brand manager, Oscar, he went to a Cinemax and filmed a guy doing popcorn tricks. And it blew up. He got on Jimmy Kimmel. He went to the Oscars.
Wow.
And he got 14 or 15 million views on
Somebody
TikTok.
give me popcorn. I will do some tricks.
Well, shout out
Yeah.
to Oscar and the
I'll try to
popcorn
juggle.
guy.
I just
No,
remember
that's what he was doing.
Was he juggling?
He was juggling and spinning the thing, and then it went viral.
That sounds
So-
idiotic to me, but
Yeah.
okay.
No, but I'm saying, I'm giving you an example.
Yeah.
He was a random person.
Right.
My brand manager just walked into the Cinemax and took a video. Oh, cool, very cool. And they put like Celine Dion music in the background. It blew up on TikTok, 17 million views.
what I was doing at
Yeah.
age like 19, trying to book my band, trying to market my band, is there was like cell phones weren't even a thing then. I was on a landline calling venues, begging
Yeah.
to play, telling them about the audiences we had. I was printing out flyers, calling up other people that were like fans of the band, start street teams.
Yeah.
We'll print out a t-shirt for you, anything that we could do. It was totally like an analog situation. It's a much different world now. And back then you really had to work it to be noticed.
Yeah.
Nowadays, as you said, we were watching a show. What's it called? The Other Two?
Yes.
One day where it's like this 13-year-old brother doesn't know how to sing, but he somehow records some sort of song.
Yeah.
And he sounds okay. And he blows up to like this Justin Bieber-esque international star.
Facts.
And then the other two,
I
like
already
the
know.
two like siblings that are like part of like
Who
now managing
actually
him.
have skills.
Who have skills. And the younger brother has zero skills.
Yeah.
But he just popped and became this international sensation because of one social media post.
Facts. And then another thing, you could come and go and then come back again, because I started in a time in the early 2000s, right? Where I had to do street teaming and I had to go here and I had to do here. But now there's a lot of different avenues and ways, people out there, to actually get exposure again. It could be through features. It could be through like opening up for other acts and they're getting to know
Right.
you.
Yep.
It could be through placements on Netflix,
Right. Yep.
or getting like Gavin DeGraw. He got I Don't Wanna Be. That song.
Oh, yes, yes.
yeah.
Or Paula Cole, I Don't Wanna Wait. But I think she had a major deal.
She
But
had a big deal, right?
but that's when she blew up from the One
true.
Tree Hill
Yeah.
and Dawson's Creek songs, right?
Oh,
And
that's
Gavin
right,
DeGraw.
Dawson's Creek,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of
I was on a
different
Dawson's
ways.
Creek
Weren't you
episode.
on an episode of
Oh,
Dawson's
right.
Creek?
Yeah. I was on a Dawson's Creek episode.
Crazy.
Once.
Talk
Yeah.
about back in time.
Yeah, back in time. So I used to donate my time for a teen center in my hometown, and I was the programming director. So I used to book the bands and like help out. I was putting on like fundraising festivals, and so every year we used to take a selection of kids and bring them down to North Carolina, and they would be extras on
Sheesh.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
So we had a relationship with the show, and then the show, not characters, but actors from the show would come up and speak at the teen center.
Yeah.
So I went down with the kids one year, and we were all like extras on one of the sets one particular day.
I started at long ago as an extra too, before
Yeah.
I got my union card and joined SAG and all that. So I started like that too. I was Gossip Girls, One Life to Live.
Oh,
Gossip
speaking
Girls.
of, were you on Gossip Girl?
Wait, was that a wait?
That's the one that Karen makes us watch.
Oh, she does
Yeah.
make it. That girl last night we were watching from that show.
No, Hannah's from Cruel. She's from Gossip Girl?
It was Gossip Girl or one of the other one. I don't remember now. Yeah, your daughter was mentioning which show she was from.
No, not Gossip Girl. She's from Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, Pretty Little Liars.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
that other show.
So we were watching a show last evening.
Our teenager keeps us abreast of.
Yes.
Gen Z
of where
content
these
activities.
younger actors go and which shows they're from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But she's also trying to think about the actress she wants to hire one day in movies.
Oh,
Like,
that's
she's
true. Yes,
creating a
as she's
Rolodex.
producing. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's producing her movies. So, but the thing is, you just kind of popped up as you were just mentioning about SAG. Are you going to go into asking about the strike?
Yes.
I'm assuming maybe.
What are your thoughts on the writers' strike?
I mean, like, I kind of stepped away from the acting right now, but I think it's a good thing that they're doing that, because you work so much long hours and sometimes you don't always get the dues that you're owed.
Yeah.
So with the writers' strike, they put so much into it, and they're owed that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they should get all their rights.
Here's my qualm with it, because
Yeah.
I was pursuing commercial acting for a while, and I
Okay.
went through the whole SAG thing. Like this, I'm talking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm much older than you, and when I went through it, and what they're kind of, I think their point of argument is what I'm kind of struggling with.
Yeah.
It's not about what the CEOs are paid. Like that argument to me doesn't hold water, because
Yeah.
I work for CEOs
Yeah.
and big companies. And let me tell you something. They work 18 hours a day.
They do. I
They have
understand.
like 3-4 like
7 days
degrees,
a week.
and
Yeah.
they've gone to school for 15 years more than most of us.
Yeah.
Like majority.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they've earned that kind of status.
Yeah.
And I can't say like when I become a CEO that I don't want to make a good living and finally
Fact.
make the money that I deserve
Deserve,
for all
yeah.
the work I put in for 30
Yeah.
years, for
Yep.
40 years. Because you don't become CEO when you're 25.
No.
You become CEO when you're like
Unless
older.
you're-
and
unless you're a
after you've
Nepo
ama-
baby and it's your daddy's company.
Or unless you're like IPOing a company in Silicon Valley,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you've created something and you're 25 and you're Mark Zuckerberg, that's different.
Facts.
But
Yeah.
like I think what I'm struggling with is their argument. Like same thing with the folks that are striking for cars, like in
for
the car
strikes,
industry
the
right now.
UAW. I guess as I look at the writer strike, as I understand that they are
It's more about
striking
fair
for
pay.
more rights, fair pay. I completely understand that, but where I think it's a little unfair is where you had Drew Barrymore wanted to kick her show back off, and she's getting flack, so therefore she paused it again because as her thought process is like, there's other people that are trying to make a living too.
It's
so
true.
what you're
That's
doing
facts,
by being on strike and pausing everything, it's actually hurting
hurts so many
everyone
people.
else.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? Yeah. And is it really gonna, and by striking, the longer you strike and the less new material that comes out, will people not miss the material you were missing and be okay with other forms of entertainment?
Well, what did we say, at least
Could
in
they
our more...
make themselves obsolete by striking too long?
So, Greg, our day jobs are not, for lack of a better word, they're not creative roles, right?
Yeah.
We are creative in our roles,
Correct.
but we're not creatives, right?
Correct.
But we've like, I think, learned over the period of our careers that everyone is disposable.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And everybody has to move on to other things and expand their horizons. So that's why I actually went into more influencing and different things.
Right.
But music is my love and it's my passion. You feel me? And I've been doing this for over 15 years. And I had a lot of ups and downs. I've worked with bigger artists, I worked with smaller artists. I've featured in like people like Steel Pulse's music video. I've done the acting thing. So it's a catch-22. Yes, some people win and some people lose.
Sure.
But that's just the circle of life.
Right.
You know,
So how'd you start in music? So like, were you a child? Like, so for me, as a child, I just knew I loved music. And I started playing drums as like a young child. I actually wanted to play both drums and guitar. And my family said, no, because I had heard, focus on one, perfect it, then you can move on to the other. And I'm still mad at my family for not letting me pick up multiple instruments at a time. Because I'd be much better at guitar than I am right now if I could have just played everything I wanted to at one time. But when I grew up playing drums, it wasn't like, oh, he's wants to play drums, let's get him something. I actually had to sit there, and I remember putting boxes together. I was always playing with pots and pans, and my parents were like, he's just not giving up. We should probably invest in something for him that's like an actual real drum. And so I had to actually work it. And I just practiced every day, multiple hours.
Was it on like cardboard boxes or something?
Oh yeah,
right?
my dad used to work for the phone company, so we had these like cool cardboard big cardboard boxes. One was a kick drum, and I had other boxes here, and I would just play on boxes.
Well, that's a real. So you're like a drummer at trade, right?
Yeah. My professional instrument is a drummer, and then guitar is second, and then I play very like a distant third piano. If I focused on piano post college, I would be a much better pianist because when I was in college, I went to school for one business, but then I also went to a conservatory for music. So I went to two schools at the same time.
Okay.
It was a crazy, that's a long story, but we can go into that another time. But there was already a drummer in the class. So I had to play another instrument that wasn't taken. It was piano. And I had to learn jazz piano.
Oh, so they didn't let you do drums?
No, because there was already a drummer. So I had to learn jazz piano. And at a college level, like we're talking SUNY Purchase, which is a conservatory of music, a very hard school to get into. And I already knew how to play piano, but trying to play at this level was extremely difficult. And so, but for me, multi-instrumentalist, but.
Is that why you like feel like I whip you and I'm like, why don't you just play the piano sometimes?
I think so, yeah. I think that's
It's
why
like,
my mind is always over the place. I'm playing drums, guitar, piano. Wait, pay attention to wife. Pay attention to kids.
You're like have piano
I'm all over the
PTSD.
place. I do. I have music PSD. But seriously, like, did you uncover like as a child? Were you young and be like,
Tell us your like music story.
So I mean, for me, I wasn't like an instrumentalist. I was more of a vocalist, and I would watch MTV, and I would be around all these concerts that my dad would be taking me to, and he would organize Reggae Under the Stars. I would be around pop reggae and reggae roots reggae musicians.
Wait, your dad was a promoter?
Yeah. Back in the 90s and stuff like that.
So was he also a doctor promoter?
No, that came later. But he was also into that. You know, that's how I met Steel Pulse and all these different people, Morgan Heritage and all of that. So that's how I got into all of those things. But for me, vocally is where where my love was at. So I love vocal.
And the one thing I wish I could do.
Yeah, Greg gets very sad that he can't not that you can't, that singing isn't one of your major musical assets.
Yes, yeah. And it wasn't until recently I was thinking about it one day and all of a sudden popped in my head. So what's interesting is I'm also a chief marketing officer, so in a very creative position where when you're doing creative, what's really important about creative is color, right? And so I'm actually colorblind. So all of a sudden it dawned on me one day, I'm wondering
you
if
and
I
I are
have a hard
purple to
time
him.
singing because I'm colorblind. It's so ironic. My job is to analyze
Honey,
creative.
what color are we both to you?
You're
Are we
not-
like really radiant pinks and reds or purples? What do we look
you're
like?
all of the above. It's like a rainbow.
Ah.
A rainbow of beautiful color.
So you really can't see the actual color of how we look?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I don't know technically.
He
I don't
thinks
know what real color looks
he thinks
like.
I'm really pretty, so I just go with that.
No,
I
just-
technically do. I guess
yeah.
to me, like that's green, but I don't know what shade of green I see versus the shade of green
Oh,
that you
so
all
you're
see.
not like...
Oh, it's not black and white. No.
Oh, okay.
Like in terms of like, so you
There's two colors you can't see, right?
no. Well, so when you're colorblind, it's either you have problems with yellows and blues or reds and greens.
Oh,
I'm the
okay.
reds and greens.
Yeah.
And that I have a problem seeing. But I was wondering, we were chatting one day, we were wondering if maybe that has something to do with my inability to sing the way I would love to be able to sing, because I'm not someone who could sit there and
Well,
sing on tune.
Can you carry a melody like Wyclef and all those people?
I could carry rhythm, but I
Yeah.
couldn't carry a full melody.
Strumming my pain with his fingers,
One time,
singing my life with his words,
two time.
killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly.
Let's go.
With his song.
Take it to the heights now. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, come on. Let's go.
Strumming my pain with his fingers. Yes, he was
yes.
singing my life with his words.
Now.
Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly
Take it there, take it
with
there.
his song.
Take it there, take
Telling
it
my
there.
whole life.
Let's go, let's go.
With his words, killing me softly.
Everybody in the web world, come on.
With his song.
Got Spice Podcast. Nelly Johnson, Kirti, Greg Yates. Let's go.
Matthew Johnson in the house.
Let's go.
But look at Mike Shinoda. He's not the best singer in the world, but he's more of an instrumentalist. And he always is able to actually put together great songs. Mike Shinoda. from Linkin Park.
From Linkin Park, great
yeah,
band.
and he's
He's
I
also a
love his
rapper
stuff.
too, right? He's
He's a
raps
rapper. And
too.
he sings.
Yeah, he sings and
sings.
raps. Yeah, he's great.
And that's what I do. I do actually chanting and singing. So I can go into the dancehall thing. And
Yeah.
I can go into the pop and R&B thing.
Yeah,
So and I've been doing that for years.
so you're versatile. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's my niche. That's
Yeah.
what makes me stick out from other people within the regular pop realm.
Well, I have to say, you have a beautiful voice.
Hey,
We've
thank you,
enjoyed
thank you,
getting to really absorb your music over
Yeah.
the last couple months that we've been interacting with each other.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of social.
Yeah,
Like we
You can
connected through
meet
social.
from anywhere, all around the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. And so what's like the favorite song that you think that's your favorite song that you produced so far?
Of my own material, I love Pondy Road. Because it's like a story of when I was touring in Canada and different things back in 2018 and just different
It
experience.
tells a
of-
story when I heard
Yeah,
the
I love
lyrics.
that one. But obviously my biggest song is with Snoop Dogg and Carl Wolf. That's the highest streaming one so
Yeah.
far, Pond Fire.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Great
sexy song.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's
Who's the lady on it? There's a.
that's the remix actually.
Oh, is that the remix with the lady on it?
That's the one with the
Oh.
Spanish.
Yeah,
one.
it's got like I've seen a
Yeah.
couple of versions. I've heard them all.
The
and
one, the only
Sexy.
one that's the original is the one with me and Snoop
Yes.
and Carl.
right. Then
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
one that has like a ghostly woman's voice on it too. That's what I.
Yeah, that's the remix that came after
Okay.
that, and then we put out a Afrobeats remix that had.
That's cool.
Yeah, we had an Indian, a Bollywood star on there.
Oh, really?
It has over 1 million followers. We had Jabri Bell from 90 Day Fiance do a verse on there, and we had an Afrobeat star on there as well.
Very cool.
And obviously we have Carl Wolf and Snoop Dogg on there. But those are the remixes. But
Sure.
the original has the most streams on Spotify.
I'm gonna be ignorant and ask, how the heck did you get connected with Snoop Dogg?
So I actually was
like,
living.
how does that
Snoop.
happen?
Let me tell the story. Yeah,
and I love Snoop. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I'm 10 years, 14 years older than you.
Yeah. But
Snoop
has
was
been
my
around for a while.
childhood. Like he is like my childhood.
He
right?
just seems like a chill cat. Like
It's like I would love
He
to
just-
have a drink with
he's
Snoop.
with Martha Stewart doing potluck dinner. He's doing he just seems like a good,
Such a cool guy.
cool,
So let me tell
chill,
you the
good
story.
person.
Let me tell you guys the story. So I
We
met
are
him.
ready.
No, well, he's another Libra. Actually, he's a Libra too. His birthday is a
Wait.
day before mine. I think.
When's your birthday?
October 21st.
He's the 19th.
Wait, so it goes me, Snoop, and Matthew.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
And
That's called a
Libras?
trifecta.
Yeah, and Libras love
Yeah.
Geminis.
Oh, of course we love Gemini.
My dad's a Gemini.
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, word?
Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are you a Libra?
I'm a Libra. I'm not October 19th.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The trifecta. Gemini, Libra in the house.
So before we forget,
Before
let's tell the story about, because I don't want to forget.
He's got
Oh
a
yeah,
Snoop
sorry.
story.
Back to the Snoop
So
story.
you all are Libras.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
Libras.
We're all Libras.
But,
Did he smoke a big fat J?
well, I'm getting there. So we all met at his 420 party in Hollywood Hills.
420 party.
Yeah, he was having this big 420 party. That was when I seen him for the first time, and it was a mansion party as well. And I think I was in the VIP because all the regular ticket holders they didn't have something going on right, so they actually had to leave, and all the VIP ended up staying in the basement.
Oh,
of the
that's
mansion.
Cool. That's like
It's a-
Studio 54, where you have the
Yeah.
upstairs room, but then you've got the basement where all like the
Yeah.
super VIP, like Mick Jagger used to
Yeah.
hang out, and Andy Warhol.
But Snoop was still there,
That's
and
hot.
that's when we actually first met.
How?
That's cool.
Yeah, so I met
Okay,
him there.
how do you get into a party like that?
It was a PR I had hired actually, and she got me to perform there. And then I didn't end up performing, but I ended up mingling and staying there, and then that's how I met Snoop.
So it's all about
And then he hear you
connections.
sing, or you guys just connect?
No,
and he's
and
like,
then they shut down the main events, and they had this
because
big-
people were not behaving properly.
No, there's something technical with the event they had thrown because it's Hollywood Hills. It's a mansion
there was
party.
too much smoke in the air from
There
the
was too
weed
much, like,
that like it shut down the
marijuana
lighting.
smoke. I
don't
Yeah,
think-
it shut down everything.
At that time, it wasn't legal.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't legalized
probably
at
wasn't.
that time.
yeah. Well, when was this? How long ago?
This was 2013.
Oh yeah, that
Oh, it
definitely
was
was not
not
legal.
legal. It wasn't
That
legal.
was
It wasn't
that was an
legal.
illicit
Activities.
substance at that point.
So it wasn't legal at that time. So
And Matthew does not have marijuana leaves behind him. Those are normal plants.
That's a money plant right there.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
my parents have money trees.
That's a
in their house
hepatitis.
as well. It's a money trees, no?
Yeah, that's a money
I'm
tree,
just
and that's a
saying,
hepatitis. Yeah.
This is a legal household.
yes.
Well, that's how that situation came
Well,
apart.
it's legal now.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, I was thinking 2013.
Craziness.
It's legal
That's
in New
10
York
years
City and
later.
Connecticut and all these places. So
Yeah.
that's cool. So you met Snoop,
Yeah.
and so
like, a
did you guys
Studio
connect and
54,
connect
like,
afterwards? You
vibe.
say like, how'd you guys like
No,
decide?
this single, remember, like Pond Fire was released in 2021. So just
Yeah.
between the teams and my management and everything, the link was already there. And then we just, remember, it was the pandemic time.
Yeah.
So we didn't even get together in the studio. So everything was just sent by mail, Zoom. Same thing with Carl Wolf. I wasn't in Canada. I was in El Paso. So I had to do everything from Zoom and FaceTime
Yeah.
and what have you, and the files and the
Like
studio.
you had
totally.
to build a relationship with them through Zoom calls.
everything was through Zoom and all of
Wow.
that. But I got all the endorsements. I was living in Toronto as well, and I did songs with Chuck Claire and all these things. And I did like interviews with the Master T, who was the last person to interview Tupac. So that's where all this came about. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where my connection to Canada is, and that's my connection to LA.
Oh,
because I
interesting.
was living
Okay.
in both places.
Yeah.
See, I've been in the music industry for a very long time. And I've also been around a lot of major figures in the music industry.
Right.
Like even when I was 11 years old and I was in cameo shots. Even when I wasn't singing, I was in Steel Pulse's Door of No Return video. It's on YouTube
That's
for
cool.
everybody to see. It has over 2 million views now, I think.
Wow.
And I play the bad guy doing the dice in there. And that was all thanks to my dad. And I've done a lot of other major concerts. I've opened up for... what's the guy from the Cataracts? Kashmir.
Oh.
So I opened up for Kashmir in front of 30,000 people at
Nice.
Minapalooza.
Wow.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, so I've done that. I've worked with Cedo Rock.
So you're not shy.
No, I mean, well, you know what? I had to build up my confidence and I had to build up my voice and my niche and find who I am as an artist before, keep on like accelerating with my career.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
Was there, so when you said when you were younger, obviously you gravitated towards singing because that's just what called upon you. Was there a song or something of that nature? Because I know, being a drummer, I just remember one day, and this isn't what influenced me to play, but it's what just struck me one day. I remember sitting in our TV room, and I sat down. I was like turned on MTV, and all of a sudden it was like a quarter way through a song. It happened to be a Rush song, and all of a sudden there's like this massive drum solo, which is in the middle of Tom Sawyer, which is
So you're
a song from
asking me
Rush.
when was the moment?
When was
knew?
the moment? Yeah, like when
So-
did you hear a song? You're like, oh my god, this is what I want to do.
I was always into watching like MTV, and back in the day they always had the videos, and then I would go over to my cousin's house in Stuyvesant Town and Peter Cooper's Village, and I would always see people like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and all the R&B, Kenny Lattimore.
So
and,
good.
And I always wanted to dance like that. I always wanted to sing like that.
Did you know that
Did you sing
NSYNC is
NSYNC?
coming back together?
I seen that.
So, well, they're releasing a song, but it was just announced that if they were to tour, which there's no plans right now, it could be like $100 million tour.
Well, Justin's
I
not
already
been
know.
singing as much because his voice was like kind of damaged, right?
Wait, was
Seriously?
Yeah, that's
I didn't hear
that's
this.
a rumor I heard. Like,
Hold up. No,
just
no.
a couple years ago.
That has to be a rumor because they just came out with a new song with Nelly Furtado.
No, but that was it
Nelly
was a
Furtado's
couple.
great.
It was a couple
Yeah.
years ago when he started to get involved more in movies and acting.
Yeah.
If you noticed, he wasn't making music.
No, he hasn't made
True.
music in a while.
He
He's been
hasn't made
acting.
music in a while.
I didn't realize he heard his voice.
Something happened where he heard his voice.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It happens when
But he's
you're-
such a talented guy. One,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pianist, obviously producer,
We will have to
songwriter.
corroborate this rumor, but that is the
yeah,
rumor.
we're not sure. But talking Nelly Furtado, so literally
Love
like
Nelly.
2 days ago,
Yeah.
I dropped. I was walking on my way back. I think from like taking my daughter to school, and I was like, oh, I'm in the mood to hear some Nelly Furtado.
What,
I
like
went back
I'm
to-
like a bird?
Yes, I love that song.
I'm like a bird, you only fly away. I don't know where my soul is. I love that song. That was my favorite
It's
song.
like her
home
best
is.
song.
I love that
No,
song.
that's not her best song. Come
It's
on.
like her classic until she started going like doo
With, like, Timbaland?
No, she got, remember Folklore?
Kirti's all about promiscuous girl.
No, hold on. I'm a real Nelly
Wherever
Furtado
you are.
fan now. She got Folklore. Folklore. She had
Folklore.
Explode. She has a lot
did.
of hits.
No,
She has a
she's
lot of
really-
hits.
She has a lot
Yeah,
of
she
great
does.
hits.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, her style, like, has gone through a lot of shifts.
True. That's true because she has a lot of albums.
Because
has,
she went
Yeah.
from like
different albums.
folk music, which I loved her for, to
She's
like
Portuguese. That's why she does folklore and all that stuff. She's
no,
Portuguese.
which I love.
Yeah.
But then she started to like try to be like a hip hop girl.
Well, I think
It's like-
this is what I had heard.
seemed
What
like a
happened? I don't know if this
forced
is true or
She
not.
started as a like a bebop hip hop girl in Canada, in Toronto and Vancouver.
Did she?
Yeah, and she was doing like kind of reggae dance hall kind of
Wait,
things.
before the folk music?
Before she became Nelly Furtado. Before she came out with "I'm Like a Bird." She's from
You have
Vancouver.
like secret information. That
No,
I
but I
know.
love. Remember, I'm really linked to the Canadian market, and
Matthew's
she's
like,
Canadian.
Matthew's like, I used to date her years ago. I know all the stories.
I always
When he was 12.
when
He's like, why do you think I sing so well with my beautiful love songs?
no, bro. When Nelly Furtado came out, and she was gorgeous. She had those
gorgeous.
green eyes or whatever. she had.
very
She's still
beautiful.
pretty. She's
No,
still
but
a
when
very
she
pretty
came
girl.
out like
Yeah.
that, bro, I
Yeah.
loved her, man. Like, and I still followed her. Even like, I think she had like a breakdown or something, and she got
I
tired
thought she
of
had a
music.
baby.
Oh, that's what I'd heard. That
I thought she got married and had a baby.
That's what
or
I had heard. And then she
something.
came back out with like the next
No, she had
Timbaland
a
album.
breakdown.
She had a breakdown.
She had a breakdown
Like Lauryn
from
Hill.
her. She just got tired
Listen,
of doing music.
Lauryn
for a
Hill
while.
had a major
went
breakdown.
and like had a real
Yeah.
breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no!
that Bound Brook,
After the
New Jersey
Miseducation
girls.
album
Yeah.
came out. Yeah.
Those Bound Brook, New Jersey girls. You just don't mess with them.
Yeah. Why? Because they have breakdowns.
No, I was at Rutgers when she had the whole breakdown.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Why,
I was.
did Rutgers shut down for the day?
It probably I think it did. Like it was like we were like feeling sad for like Lauryn Hill.
Oh, Lauren. It was Lauren Hill
I'm
Day.
dating myself here. 1997. It was like a sad time.
She's back now. Lauren's back. She's on tour.
Is she out of jail?
She's been out of jail for a long time. She only went for the tax
I'm still
evasion.
living in the past.
So the one thing we're talking about all these artists, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do? So I'm the Connecticut guy here. I'm gonna call you
yeah.
both out. The one like artist band that you guys have not even mentioned yet, which
Yeah.
you guys shouldn't even call yourself Staten Island. You haven't even mentioned Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. I knew you was gonna say Wu-Tang.
Come on
but there's
now.
a lot of other artists out there.
Shaolin.
Come on, like, so Staten Island only known
Look.
for Wu-Tang?
Staten
You know?
Island has this to
I'm
offer
almost
the world.
embarrassed to be on this pod that
Okay,
you guys
look.
are from Staten Island. I haven't
Look.
even mentioned them yet.
Let's not like we don't want Staten Island to overshadow the music industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Staten Island over.
You
I mean,
know,
Staten Island got what? Christina Aguilera was born on
they have
BB
BB
Rexa,
Rexa.
they have
You got-
Wu-Tang.
You got Mac Wiles. You got me.
You
Pete
want to see
Davidson.
going? Pete
But he's not a
Davidson.
singer.
No, he's not a singer, but
But he's famous. And
he's famous.
He had sex
Colin
with Kim
Jost.
Kardashian, so he
Facts.
Colin
counts.
Jost. Okay.
Colin Jost.
Okay, you guys have
Scarlett
five.
Johansson now married
Okay,
like
you
him,
guys-
so buy
okay.
that.
Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano, I think, is also
Is
a
she
Staten
Staten-
Island
is she
girl.
Staten
I don't
Island?
think she was born on Staten Island, but
But
I
she
think
has
she
some
lived on
connection.
Staten Island.
There's
Okay,
some
so you guys have
connection.
6 celebrities. Okay.
And also, you got
And
what's
what do you want from
Seagal.
Connecticut?
Seagal.
The-
Steven Seagal lived 2 blocks from my house.
Oh, okay, I'll give you
I
7.
saw him.
The lucky number 7.
all the time.
Okay, that's fine.
Mr. Karate
Yeah, we used to walk
King.
by
I
his
saw him
house.
all the time.
That's
Remember,
true, we
I've
did.
taken you by his house.
I know. Yeah, it's like all gated and everything like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
But apparently
man.
he doesn't live there anymore, though, right?
No, and I lived across from Dad.
Yeah.
Lives across from these movie producers. Like, you know.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
so
of
let's see,
famous
Connecticut.
people.
Let's see. Okay, like the Rockefellers, the Bushes, like
that's
all
not-
these people.
Who cares about those people?
No, those are the people that fund the artists.
No,
like,
you
come
don't
on
care
now.
about those people. Those are old money.
Okay.
Well, you forgot Eamon as
Diana
well.
Ross lives in Connecticut.
She moved there after she was rich.
Oh, you
She's
just
not
talked about
from
Alyssa
there.
Milano, who didn't grow up in Staten Island, but she like
Please.
lived there or something like that.
She
Come
did.
on now.
Great.
Milanos,
Diana's.
you know?
Yeah.
Milanos. They used to have
Milanos.
Milanos on Forest Avenue, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Staten Island.
Staten Island also has the best pizza still.
Facts. I just had
I
some
thought
pizza
Brooklyn
last
actually
night.
wasn't
No.
Brooklyn just rated the
No.
best?
I think it's a bunch of
Is it
like.
Staten Island
I
still?
think it's a bunch of foreigners judging that. Real
Oh.
New Yorkers should be judging.
Oh,
pizza.
real New Yorkers.
Well, if you go
What
to
do you-
Diker
what do you
Heights,
call-
maybe.
What about people from Brooklyn? You're saying that they're not real New Yorkers?
It's changed. The population has changed. Even Staten Island
the
has
population has changed.
changed. Yeah.
So, Matt, have you been to Goodfellas? Do you like Goodfellas pizza? Do you know Goodfellas pizza?
I actually was on Goodfellas. I was on
Sopranos?
The Sopranos.
Oh, you were on The Sopranos?
I was on The Sopranos in the last episode, but that's when I was doing the extra work.
The very last one where the scene goes, like they're in the diner and the
movies-
scene goes dark.
Yeah, in the movies there, the movie
Yeah.
theater scene. So I was on the scene. I like mistaken it for the Goodfellas, but it's like
Pizza,
similar,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
But, like,
does
yeah.
it count that my
Goodfellas is a great
ex-husband
movie.
worked right next to the Sopranos set in
Yeah.
Nutley, New Jersey?
Wait, who did?
My
Oh,
ex-husband.
your ex? Did he really?
Yeah, when he worked in pharma.
Oh,
I spent a lot of time on the Sopranos neighborhood. As a result.
that's good.
Does that count?
Well, no. Well, you technically spent a lot of time in the Sopranos neighborhood living in Staten Island.
That's probably true.
Where are you from? Great Kills?
No, I'm from Annandale. I grew
Oh,
up.
not too far.
Yeah, I grew up 2 blocks from Seagal's house.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Where'd you
okay.
grow up in Staten Island?
I grew up in a lot of different areas.
Oh, you guys moved around in Staten Island?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Stapleton Heights up there
Yeah.
above Van Duzer Street.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is, but
That's like the closest part of Staten Island to Manhattan.
Yeah.
so before I met Kirti, I was invited to Staten Island on
And
multiple
he had
occasions.
never been to
Yeah,
Staten
yeah.
and
Island.
I decided I never really had a reason to go there.
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
started dating her, and she's like, "Oh, my family's there." I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I have to make my way there now."
Okay.
Yeah.
He
So
feels-
now I've been in Staten Island over the last 7 years more times than I have over the course of my entire life. Yeah. Yes, Staten Island.
So when was the first year that you went to Staten Island?
Ooh, that's a good question. It was probably 5 years ago. Maybe
Okay,
5
so
years
he's
ago.
new. You're kind of
Yeah,
new.
5 years ago. I think.
No, it was 7 years ago.
Was it 7 years ago? It was. Was it that? Oh wait, was it that? Was it the birthday party?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was the birthday party.
Yes.
So so this is an interesting fact is that I feel bad for Kirti's dad. And
Why?
the reason why I feel bad for Kirti's dad is
Yeah.
because the month of June is a beautiful yet probably, I'm assuming, hellacious month because he has 3 daughters and a beautiful wife. They're all beautiful, and every single one of their birthdays
Is in June.
are in the month of June.
Holy crap! So all
I mean-
Gemini women?
So you were telling us, we were talking about before about, you started singing when you were young. Was there
Yeah.
that like aha moment? But then I heard a rumor. It used to be
Yeah.
on Staten Island TV.
I was on like the CTV, I guess the community station.
Cable television there?
Yeah, I was.
Is that like Channel 12?
I forgot the channel, but yes, it was Channel 12. I'm getting a nod, but I was also a TV producer there, and I was
Uh-huh.
on a lot of different shows. So I did different things there.
Very cool.
Yeah, but I went to Dr. Trogan's actually music school for voice as well on Staten Island. I was in drama in St. Peter's Boys High School. I graduated from there. I was the only Black Ice.
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
say.
Wait, Black Ice. What's that?
Yeah,
mean?
from West Side Story. 'Cause
Oh.
Ice was Italian.
Yes,
there was
yes.
no Black Ice. You know,
Yes.
so I was the first one. Like they didn't want to give me Tony, obviously.
Yep.
So I had to take that role, and I did the boy, crazy boy, stay cool, boy. Got a rocket in your pocket. Stay cool and cool, boy. Go man, go, but not like a yo-yo schoolboy. Just play it cool, boy. Real cool, you know. Ha la 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 long, ha la 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 don don she don don don. Come on, ha la 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 long, ha la 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 don don she don don don. Watch it, standing across the room, I saw you smile. Said I wanna talk to you for a little while, but before I make my moves, my emotions start running wild. My tongue gets tied, and that's no lie. I'm looking in your eyes. I'm looking in your big brown eyes. Ooh yeah, and I got this to say to you. Come on, girl, I wanna make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry, I'm gonna push some more. Girl, I wanna make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry, I'm gonna push it some more. La 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 la, la 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 la, don't she don't. Come on, la 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 la, la 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 la, don't she don't. Ooh yeah, look a bit of this, look a bit of that. The lyrics go up on each time. My tongue gets tied, and that's no lie. I'm looking in your eyes. I'm looking in your big brown eyes. Ooh yeah, and I got this to say to you. Come on, girl, I wanna make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry, I'm gonna push some more. Girl, I wanna make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry, I'm gonna push it some more. Oh yeah, push it some more. Oh yeah.
push it some more. Come on. Push it some more. Come on. Push it some more. Yes. It's your boy Maggie Johnson. Big up the Jamaica from the 915. Also from Staten Island. Big up the God Spice podcast. Greg Yates on the guitar. Kirti in the background. Doing the background vocals. You know what it is. You done know. Big up.
Push it.
Push it.
Push it. Push it.
Yeah, yeah.
Push it. Push it.
Oh, yeah.
Push it. Push it.
Go ahead.
Long.
Oh, now, Lord. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, yeah. Push it some more. Oh, yeah. Push it some more. Yes, Reggae. Big up and bless up one time.
A little bit of God
Yes.
spice.
A little bit of God spice, that's right. Let's go.
Wow.
That sounded great. You know what?
Awesome.
That just reminded me of two things. One is because we were talking about earlier, like I removed like the Broadway from her
He
voice.
removed the Broadway
You guys
from my
should do a
voice.
Broadway song together at some point.
Yeah.
And then it also reminded me of.
But I only sound like that on that because that was actually that's a Broadway show. Like that's a show tune.
It's a show tune song.
It's a show
Yeah.
tune.
But the way you just also sang that just reminded me of. So we love Christmas music, and we're actually coming out with a Christmas EP soon.
yeah.
A little God Spice, spicy Christmas EP.
Back.
And so it reminded me of the Kelly Clarkson episode that we were watching. She came out with that Christmas episode and that song, like "Oh Holy Night." I'm not religious by any means. I grew up Catholic, but I'm like Reformed Catholic now. And so where the song "Oh Holy Night," she sings with the gentleman from Hamilton. What is his name? Do you know his name? The singer from
he's a
Hamilton,
beautiful singer.
Odell Jr. Is his name Odell?
I can't remember. This is when Greg tells stories and he never remembers names.
Ooh.
Famous Greg.
That's right. I got. It's a
talked
partial
about
name.
this.
I
We
know.
talked about
Kirti's
this.
like, you can't bring up stories unless you remember people's names.
Yes.
But
I think that's a fair ask.
True.
But the thing, I can't speak off the cuff because then I'm gonna have to be contrived in
Just
my.
don't even mention the name. Just be
Yes.
like that guy from Hamilton, and that's where you leave it.
Okay, that guy from Hamilton sang
That
with Kelly
performed
Clarkson.
Kelly
They did a
Clarkson.
gorgeous version
Yeah.
of "Oh Holy Night."
But you know what? You got to look at American Idol as well. They're always doing kind of like different kinds of nights and shows. They do show tunes, they do rock, so they have to be versatile. So that's how I am. I'm very versatile. I call myself an
I
eclectic
feel you.
guy.
I think
Yeah.
it's important to be versatile.
You have to be because
Yeah.
if certain forms of music isn't working after a while, you have to actually go into other things so you can keep making money and have longevity in the business.
Yeah.
So
feel me?
are you going to do a Christmas song with us then?
I've already done a Christmas song. It's called "A Guan Get It Christmas."
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys looked it up. I've taken a lot of songs down from my Spotify. A lot of the songs, also don't
Yeah,
the
I
new
didn't see
stuff.
that on like, oh, you know what? I was looking on YouTube and Apple Music. That's why.
So Apple Music and YouTube, like some of the things I've taken down, like I just wanted to kind of start a
You
new
want to start
one.
tailoring your...
Yeah, the last like
So
5
talk
years
about that a
ago.
little bit. How do you... Because I'm also thinking about like our show and like the things that we do. When do you kind of archive? Like it's archiving, right? Like how you start to
a good
archive
question.
the aspects of your performances, right?
Certain things with the distribution, they would have to take it down. Like
Mm.
YouTube, you can just basically archive, but you would actually have to go to the distribution and say, hey, I don't want this up anymore because that's old and that's not what's reflecting my modern sound.
Right. Yep.
So it might seem to some that I'm like a new artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you go and look me up,
I
and
will
it's
say, like, because we obviously when we started to communicate, I started to look
I might
you
be
up,
new. I might be new to
and
you.
I was like,
yeah.
oh, like okay, he's got I couldn't find some of this stuff. So
Yeah, because some of the stuff I've taken, but I have a lot of stuff up currently because the last 5 years I've been active more in the music. But I do music, I do acting, I do influencing, branding.
what's your favorite Christmas song then to perform?
My favorite
You have
Christmas
red on.
songs.
I have to ask you about Christmas. Like you look so cute and Christmassy
Yes.
right now.
This looks Christmassy.
I mean, you have pretty red on.
I thought because there's red in here.
No,
and
I
then
love the
blue.
navy blue and red.
Yeah.
I
very
had
fall.
a navy blue one, but
This is
I
like our fall
Love
season.
the pattern.
Like,
Yeah, this
so
is the fall
loving it.
episode. So yeah, you look great.
Yeah, I have to because I'm of a darker tone, so you have to have the lighter.
I get you. I'm planning to be
yeah.
blending into my shirt right now, and I probably
Facts.
look like I have no clothes on, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
You got the
we have-
nautical
somebody
theme.
has-
I can see the inner
Somebody
lining.
has to do like
Yeah.
the visual entertainment here.
Yeah, but I can see the inner lining of his pocket. It's
I
got
know,
the
it
nautical
looks
theme with the
fun.
lighthouse.
Yeah.
If you open that up a little bit right there.
Facts.
Yeah, there you go. Love it. Love it.
know?
We were just in the Cape last weekend
I
for
seen
a
that.
good
I
friend's
seen that.
wedding. Yeah.
We were there.
Yeah.
We were in
Seen that.
Chatham.
Yep.
You guys were having a lot of fun
We were
on
having a
there.
lot
I
of
seen
fun.
that. I
You
seen
know,
those videos.
Yeah.
I
It was a
like
great time.
adored our weekend there, and I'll tell you why. The young woman who got married, she's actually
Yeah.
your age.
Oh,
Yes, still people invite us, like cool young people invite us to their
well,
weddings.
you guys are a couple.
Yeah, we are a couple.
But she's really special to me.
Yeah.
I met her when she was only a junior in college,
Mm.
and she was looking for an internship, and I hired her as an intern.
Word. So you hooked her up.
And then I don't want to say like I taught her or anything like that. I think it's just like not it. She just had so much aptitude and so much that she can absorb and articulate and express. And I saw this potential in her.
Oh.
And I literally gave her all of me. Like I was like, if there's a right hand,
So you really believed in her.
I really
How
still
did you
believe
see
in her.
that spark? How did you know just meeting off the bat?
I've done this with like not only her. I've really just taken effort in connecting with people,
Yeah.
and I see something. I just immediately it's
spark,
like
right?
a gravitation.
Yeah.
But it's also this like human element of like there's goodness in
Yeah,
them
yeah.
and aptitude and endurance and perseverance. And
good.
so
Yeah.
I met her a very long time ago when she was a junior in college and found a way to bring her on and have her work with me at the different companies I ended up leading marketing at. And she actually met her husband now.
Wow.
At that
While-
firm.
yeah,
At that
while we
firm.
were working
Yeah.
At the
together.
same firm.
At the same firm.
And I
yeah.
think the thing that made me cry at her wedding
Yeah.
was that she actually mentioned me and the other colleague that was with us.
Yeah.
She mentioned us in her vows.
She did. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
during her
heavy.
vows,
And-
So you must have felt really
No, like I could
special.
cry over it
Yeah.
now.
Wow.
Just enjoy and
and-
complete heart.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's sorry, I'm like getting emotional. She's like
So cool,
an
it's cool.
amazing
Yeah.
young woman, and
Wow.
I think when you meet lucky people like this that
Yeah.
are just full of love and they want to give something back, and she
Yeah.
included us, and you were teasing me like you're the celebrity at the
Well,
wedding.
the thing is, like, I feel like so.
Well, you're part of her
I was-
story.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous to actually go to it because I'm like
When-
sort of like
when-
her boss, and like I was
when
thinking,
Kirti like hires and brings people in, she like gives her heart. She wants to help people be the best that they can be and perform in like the job that they're doing. And every person literally that we met at this wedding, like, oh my God, you're Kirti. It's like it was this like groundswell of like
Not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I don't feel surprised because the story she just told, and she's 30, right? So
Yeah.
you're part of her journey.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for you, she might have not met her husband.
That is true.
And she might have not met the love of her life if he's the love of her life.
oh, and I just got chills. Like
Yeah.
they are
He's
like
a
we're
good
just
guy.
so happy
Yeah.
for them.
It was like a
Yeah.
beautiful. It was
very
gorgeous wedding.
intimate. It was-
But
Yeah.
is it surprising to
such a
you
good
that you're
vibe. The wedding was a
Yeah.
great vibe. It was just such a
Greg,
good vibe.
Why would it be surprising that they would feel that she's like a VIP there because you're part of both of their journeys?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have just been a
I
work
think so.
colleague.
You could
but
that's true. That is very true.
But you hired her though.
Yeah.
You hired her
At two
as
companies.
an intern.
Yeah, and then you
At
brought
two
her to
companies. There
Then
you
you
go.
hired her to another company that
Yeah.
Kirti was working.
So
for,
she would have never met her husband if it wasn't for you.
Correct. I think so. Yeah, because she wouldn't have been at that firm.
So that's why they feel that way.
But going up to that New England area was really magical for us. Like Greg and I are pouring our heart, time, and effort into this show, which
Yeah.
we're so happy to have you here.
No,
with
thanks
us.
for having me, and thanks for waiting so long
and to
for me
connect
with
with
the
you,
traffic.
right? Like we
Yeah.
connected
Well, we
in a very
connected
organic
well.
way.
Yeah, online by
Yeah.
the way. But you know what? We have
Absolutely.
a connection because you're from Staten Island.
That happened
And we're
by our
Libras.
dialogue.
And then
How
you're
cool
a
is
musician
that?
as well.
Musicians.
And we're musicians.
And then you're what else? You're also Italian. I grew up with a lot of Italian, Sicilian
Italian.
guys. And you're Staten Island again, and then the Catholic high school blonde
Yes.
right
Oh
there.
yeah.
you
Well,
know?
you went
Crazy.
to what? You went to St. Peter's.
St. Peter's
Yeah.
boys.
So I went to St. Joseph Hill Academy
Well, I know
on
the Hill. I
Fingerboard
know
Road
Hill.
there,
I know Hill. Yeah.
and I'm scared of nuns.
Well, we had a Christian
Nuns are
brothers.
scary.
We had
nuns-
Christian brothers in our school. So
They were.
one or two nuns.
Were they scary?
No, I mean, I was one
Do you
of the
watch
only.
scary movies?
Oh, that's all right.
We
So I
as
think
a
it's all
family
right.
have probably seen just about every scary movie out there.
Like every
Yeah,
single
And The
scary
Nun
movie.
was a movie that like is quite
The
freaking.
Nun.
They're coming out with a Nun Part 2.
Yeah.
But growing
November 12th, I think.
up, November 12th,
Which
But
is
growing
Diwali, I
up-
think.
Is what?
I think it's coming out on Diwali.
Is it coming out on Diwali? But growing up Catholic, like I grew up with nuns, and there was this one nun. I still remember her name, like this scary nun. So I grew up, going to church, and grew up Catholic, and I had to go to like Sunday school, religion as they called it. And nuns were just always sort of like scary. But there was this one nun. I still remember her by name, Sister Methodia.
That's scary.
Sister Methodia. Now, this nun,
I
have
I
a
used to have her as a
scarier name.
teacher.
I have a scarier
She
name.
was scary. She was like the short woman, but like we were like young. And so I just remember, and my handwriting, as you've seen, I have doctor's handwriting, which means I'm incredibly brilliant.
I'm looking
But
at
yet-
his dad. Don't insult
It-
doctors.
No, I'm not insulting anyone.
My
I'm saying I'm
dad has
incredibly
beautiful handwriting.
I'm
by the
incredibly
way.
brilliant, but my penmanship isn't really quite good. It's artistic. We'll just say.
Yeah, because you're a Libra like me.
Exactly,
bro.
I'm a
You're
Libra. And
Or
so
autistic.
she
Oh,
used to yell at me, like almost like ruled her out, like. Whoosh. So when I see that movie, The Nun, I
Yeah.
like see her. I'm like, oh my god, whoa,
So my scary nun was Sister Raymond.
Raymond.
She was very tall, and I'm not a short girl.
Hmm.
So like, I was still like 5'6", 5'7" senior year,
Hmm.
and she was like probably 5'8" or 5'9". So she was taller than me.
Hmm.
She was also wider than me.
Was she a transvestite? Raymond versus Ramon or Ramona?
I don't know.
And she was
Sister
tall.
Raymond.
Raymond.
And she was this like scary, stern German nun.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay.
I didn't know there were Germans in Staten Island until then.
Yeah, they're German, Irish, Italian.
I don't know. I was in Annandale. We had
Russians?
mostly like
A lot of Russian in Staten
we
Island.
only had like
Russian mob, right?
Italian Goombas.
Jewish.
No,
There's Russian mob there too.
the Jewish
Yeah.
population was by the Staten Island Mall.
True.
Oh, where's the Staten Island Mall?
You've
It's
never
New
been there.
Springsville.
Oh, I don't know where that is. Yeah.
It's right near the garbage
He's
dump.
li-
I know
It's
one
like,
section.
yeah.
I know the Annandale section. That's
Used to
about
be.
it.
Fresh Kills. Yeah.
by Fresh Kills
Yeah.
area. But
I
like
know Highland Boulevard.
that's all he knows. And Father Capadonna Boulevard.
That's true, Father Capadonna.
Because we're waterfront, right? Like we just go
Facts.
along there
Yeah.
and go there. But like yeah, so she was scary. She actually was the one who would walk around with a ruler and come and smash your table in front of you.
Ooh.
Like it's like, pay attention. And
That's
like
scary.
she was like scary, super scared.
And was she like, "You are Indian. Why are you here?"
No, she didn't like me. I was like one of the 2 Indian kids in the entire class, but the other one was there since kindergarten.
Yeah.
And she was really whitewashed. So like
yeah.
I came in.
Whitewashed.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like more
greenwash,
Staten Island
whitewash.
vibes, you know.
Like she dyed her hair blonde and was wearing J. Crew.
she didn't sound. She probably didn't sound Indian.
She sounded idiot.
She just like didn't have like she was also very fair skinned. Like I was still browner than her.
I
like,
see.
you know,
I see.
and skin tone and also just like everything else.
Oh. She was
So
very, very fair, right?
yes.
Like I'm
Really?
I'm like really brown right now, right? From our vacation.
Oh yes.
But like imagine
I thought we were just talking about how we both lost our tans
no,
from
you
summer
did.
already.
No, you did, honey.
That, Of course, I lost my tan. I've been out of the sun for like a day and a
I
half.
hang out on our balcony.
Oh, I see.
work in the balcony, remember?
I see. That's right. And you get like a nice face
I like
tan
sit
and
there on my
everything.
laptop
She,
roasting
like,
in
does
the
her
sun.
thing.
Facts.
So talking about
My vitamin
working.
D.
So talking about working, I want to go back and have a working question for Matt here. So songwriting.
Yeah, man.
So what is your approach to? I don't want this to sound like a trite question because this is like every interviewer is going to ask. Oh, tell us about your songs. But no, seriously, like, and I'm going to go deep for a hot moment. And the reason why I'm going to go deep is when you were writing us, you were telling us this is the first time you're coming back to New York since your sister died.
Facts. Yeah.
Right. And so, one, how does that feel to be back home without her?
Yeah.
And is any of this somehow tied into anything that you're writing?
I mean, it's more of a uplifted feeling for All For You, the single that I'm promoting right now off the Outside EP. It's just a moving on and like being in a better place and spiritually, mentally, and just all of the above. And because time has passed, it's been around 3 to 4 years now since she's passed, and the feeling and the vibe of where I was then and now is a lot different. So I'm writing more uplifting, but more serious music.
Right.
Because if you listen to 3 a.m. on the Outside EP, and if you listen to like Silk, it's more stuff that's regular life, but also stuff personal stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I tried to hit.
I would say I feel more intimacy in your newer music.
Yeah, because I spent more time not just partying. Because if you listen to Pond Fire, it's just like a
It's party
girl
music.
party music.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is a little bit more pop R&B.
It's more like one-on-one,
Yes,
if that makes sense.
it is, because I wanted people to see that I'm not only like a pop reggae, pop R&B guy. You feel me? I wanted to give them like
that you have
little
heart and you have like soul and that you
There's
could be
depth.
taken seriously.
Facts.
Yeah, depth.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I was always taken seriously, but like I was always doing more like club music,
Right.
and EDM.
Well,
music.
I didn't mean by like you're not
No,
taken
no,
seriously
I
that
understand
way.
that.
I meant
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like fun party music, right?
Yeah,
It's
like
just
that's what I'm
soulful.
saying. Like I think this one is more of a personable kind of a vibe, where it's like, what should I say? It's more of a grounding music from like where it's telling the story from where I was and giving you like a journey.
Yeah.
through.
Sure.
Because if you listen, I still put a little hint of the Caribbean vibe in like Silk.
Yep.
And even they heard some people.
I hear like some
The
nice,
Caribbean,
like
right?
yeah, I hear the Caribbean
another producer
tones.
said
Yes,
that. But
which I like.
yeah, I try to stay true to who I am as
Yeah.
a Caribbean American, you know. But like, I just try to give every bit of me in this EP, this the Outside EP, you know, because it's from the beginning now. So I'm
Yep.
starting over afresh,
Yep.
and that's why I'm doing these media tours so I can get my feet wet again. It's
Yep.
been 2 years, 2-year anniversary actually for Pond Fire with Snoop and Carl Wolf. So
Wow.
yeah, and it's 2 years, so I had to.
Congrats.
Thank you, and I just had to restart and do something fresh
You
and
gotta
new.
pick, like lift from there.
Yeah, and I had to get out of El Paso as well, and then start, working with other people. and-
Yep.
yeah.
What I love about Manhattan too is technically Manhattan's an island.
Yeah.
We're an island. Staten Island's an island,
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
love the Caribbean. So when we do travel, we'll travel obviously to Europe and other places, but where
Yeah.
Kirti and I also love to travel is to the Caribbean. So
We find it a real escape.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's when we head down to the Caribbean, we try to hit all different islands. So we've been to Curacao, obviously Dominican together, Jamaica. We love Jamaica. We were in Montego Bay area, and we were telling you and your parents earlier. We love we love the people,
Yeah.
the culture. I just love every day, every person you walk by. Just a greeting over the heart.
Yeah.
Everyone just gives you a
Yeah.
heart greeting, and that's one thing we walked
There's just
away.
such kind
just very
people
kind.
and culture.
You know what it
Everything was
is?
spicy.
Oh yeah, Jamaican food is one of the best food, man.
One, just the
Done
food,
well.
just the grilled fish that I had every day, and they
Yeah. Snapper, snapper, red snapper.
It was kind of a
red
snapper
snapper.
and mahi.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So
mahi.
what did you have for breakfast?
Breakfast we had eggs each day. We
So they didn't have no aki and
No,
saltfish.
we had the
No.
funky fruit they brought us
Aki
too.
and saltfish.
I think so.
Yeah,
It
it's
was-
yellow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, aki and saltfish.
It was like a funky fruit that I
Yeah.
kept eating every day.
And
it
they were
was like
they were
similar
cutting
to
like
the
Scotch
Indian
bonnet
fruit
for us
that
for
I
every
ate.
there you
meal.
go, there you go.
It was absolutely
Straight from
gorgeous.
yard, you know.
Yes.
So, yo, did you go to Dunn's River Falls and Ocho Rios or Negril?
No, we did not. We did not do any excursions.
So we had a plan to potentially do some
But we
excursions.
were there with another couple.
Yeah, we were there. It was an adult trip, and we were there with another couple, and we just
We have to
adulterated.
just go back.
Ooh,
We adulterated
okay.
in Montego Bay.
Ooh, had some nice times. Montego Bay is nice.
Yeah, every time we're like, let's go off and like go explore. We pass the time doing something else.
So you know what?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
No, I get you, bro. I get you. I feel you, man. But next time you got to go to Negril because Negril got the
Yeah.
white sand beaches.
Yeah.
No, for real though. For real, I understand. But like, you got to
All
go to
right,
Negril.
Casanova. I heard
He
you
is a
may,
Libra guy for.
I know,
Yeah,
you passionate creatures,
I
you
am.
guys.
That's how
Oh
we
my
roll with
God.
Libras. We tell beautiful stories and we're compassionate, loving
But I actually
individuals.
heard we might have a special little maybe music show for our subscribers.
Really? Steel Breeze?
No.
No, our impromptu concert, man.
Oh, we're playing?
Let's go.
Wait, what?
Aren't you?
I'm joking.
Oh. You lost
Did
me.
I
there.
just catch you guys off guard?
Wow.
No, that was
Oh,
a
my
side
Lord.
joke, man. That was a side joke.
That was a side joke.
All
Come on.
right.
Back.